Hey, welcome to Half the Metal!
We finished all the G.I.Joe Sunbow cartoon miniseries, so I had to ask myself, what's next? G.I. Joe the movie? That was kind of a miniseries too? No. Kindergarten Commandos? I am never, ever reviewing that. So what we're going to do now is going through the two-parters. Though I've already reviewed the best one, Worlds Without End. Go check that out if you haven't already. Today, we're taking a look at the Syntoid Conspiracy Part 1. The episode starts at sea, with the Joes preparing for war games. And they're doing it in front of some of the top brass from the Pentagon. By the way, I'm using an older video file of the episode, not the one on Hasbro's YouTube channel, because that one is a remastered version and has some problems.
This is the original audio.
This is General Franks to Leader Joe. General Franks to Leader Joe.
And this is the remastered version.
This is General Franks to Leader Joe. General Franks to Leader Joe.
Yeah, for some reason, the remastered sound mixing makes some dialogue much harder to hear.
Great job!
Also, a problem in both versions is that some of the animation looks really cheap and badly done, especially when zoomed out or with background characters and stuff. I mean, just look at Shipwreck here! And the remastered version doesn't do much to improve it either.
Anyway, on with the story.
Cobra is lurking nearby in a submarine that really should have been a toy, and they're planning something that even Destro isn't in on.
No one invited you on this mission, Destro.
What is this mission?
Then why did he even come?
Meanwhile, Shipwreck is hitting on Scarlet.
Which I only bring up because this happens.
Let's you and I get together after.
Let's not!
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the only time he ever gets slapped for his antics. Should have happened more often, really.
Better get a move on, Wild Bill.
Hey, what's the hurry?
And Wild Bill wasn't already flying the Dragonfly instead of Duke because... You know what, never mind. Cobra Commander reveals his plan.
These are my synthoids, and they will follow orders without question.
Hail Cobra!
The G.I. Joe war game appears to just be them attacking 3 tankers that don't move or shoot back, so what the hell is that supposed to prove? They fire, but all miss for some reason, which is weird because they usually only miss when shooting at people. Okay, that's a joke, but I'm not too far off, as the dreadnoughts come out of the ships in fangs. Duke Sky Striker gets hit as Sartan makes his presence known. Duke bails out but is still in trouble as he hits the water, while at the same time Morays enter the fight.
Cobra Morays! Now what are they up to?
And you're not shooting at them right now because...
Eat missiles, Fang features!
Thank you!
Duke's entangled in parachute wires, but gets rescued in a scene that's totally padding since it has nothing to do with the story, though the shark stopping a shark is funny at least. The point of the Morays is to create a smokescreen using an actual toy feature, jettisoning some canisters, though on the toy they're depth charges. This gives Cobra the opportunity to replace the brass with the synthoids, who I guess don't bleed because they'd be cut badly by all that glass.
Synthoids, put the officers in the basket.
Or else you get the hose again.
Cobra retreats, and things go bad for the Joes immediately as they get chewed out by the imposters. Everything's looking up Cobra, so naturally the commander is gonna set up some Chekhov guns to his own detriment. First, he creates a synthoid of Destro, pissing the real one off no end, and second, he shows there's a way to destroy his creations.
Use the short distance setting or you'll destroy all the synthoids.
Oh!
Why would you even have that setting?
A little while later, at the Pentagon, the imposters conspire to drastically reduce the G.I. Joe team's budget, proving this is a cartoon since cutting back on military funding is something that would never happen in real life. The changes are felt immediately as CoverGirl doesn't have the parts to fix their... Is that supposed to be an armadillo tank? Okay, it still looks like it I guess, but it's really off-model. Yeah, like I said before, the animation gets cheap looking or weird in places.
Need some ammo for target practice.
Ammo!
This is it? You gotta be kidding.
Ammo!
The one thing everybody knows about the G.I. Joe cartoon is that they use nothing but lasers. At least acknowledge that instead of trying to have your cake and eat it too. The cartoon makes it a point to show how friendly Junkyard is towards Duke, and I wonder if that's gonna be important later. All the Joes bitch at Duke about running out of, well, everything, so he goes to talk to the boss, who tells him, well, tough cookies. Just then Cobra drops by for a visit. The battle goes poorly for the Joes, since they have almost nothing to work with, and Duke runs into the Dreadnoks.
Zartan!
You were expecting maybe Spider-Man?
Oh my god, it's confirmed! G.I. Joe is part of the MCU! Yeah, the whole attack was just so they could replace Duke with a Syntoid. The fight goes on and the Joes do manage to get some offense in. And is that a whirlwind? That's a rare cameo for that toy. Having achieved their goal, Cobra retreats, leaving the fake Duke behind.
Strange, isn't it, Cover Girl?
The name is Scarlet.
Oh, getting your girlfriend's name wrong, that's never a good thing. Looks like somebody else could get slapped. And of course, Junkyard reacts badly to the fake.
Hey, get the mud away from me!
Huh.
You know, The Terminator came out in 1984, 1 year before this episode, and dogs could sniff out Terminators. I guess this could be a reference. Just then, the brass shows up for an inspection. Yeah, if you couldn't tell by now, I'm too lazy to remember their names. I think this one is General Franks. Anyway, he chews out the Joes, blaming everything on them.
Yes, but if you weren't here, there would have been no attack at all.
Ironclad logic there.
And here comes Junkyard again.
Take that dog and have it destroyed!
Mutt makes a run for it since he won't stand for that.
Oh, Duke, the whole world's gone crazy.
They're making Scarlet so dumb in this. She should have known something was up when he got her name wrong. Hi, Editing Timmer here. At this point I was wondering, with Duke getting Scarlet's name wrong, how does the Syntoid brass fare? Wouldn't they get tripped up too? So I went back through the entire episode, and guess what? The writers did something very clever. None of them ever referred to any of the Joes by their code name. They always use terms like sergeant or soldier, and I'm 100% sure that's intentional on the writer's part. It's kind of brilliant, and I'm amazed that I hadn't spotted it before. So I'm giving the episode major kudos for that.
Sergeant, I'm holding you responsible.
Look, Sergeant, your budget has been cut.
I don't care for your tone of voice, young woman. Shoot that deserter! Soldier, you're under arrest.
Rock and Roll goes after Mutt, and that's how the episode ends. And that was the Syntoid Conspiracy Part 1. There was some bad animation in this, I've only given a couple of examples because we'd be here all day, and the remastered version has sound issues.
It wasn't pleasant to sit through for review purposes.
As for the story, it's okay but a bit simplistic. Plot points are very obviously set up and some of the characters, hi Scarlet, act really dumb. Still, I enjoyed it overall. So, Cobra has won. We'll have to get to Part 2 to see how the commander screws it all up.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?